Batman The Dark Knight number 21, written by Greg Hurwitz, art by Ethan Van Sciver. So last issue, of course, Batman's lady love died. She was killed by Mad Hatter because she wouldn't play along with the Alice in Wonderland thing, and Batman wasn't able to get to her in time. So this issue picks up with Alfred being like, Batman, hey, you still there? I got the coordinates. Is everything cool? Did you save her life? And Batman's all mopey and sad and whatnot. And then he gets very, very pissed off and says, yeah, send me the coordinates. And we see that the people on top of the GCPD are like, oh my god, I've never seen Batman so pissed off. Forget Bat, he's a pterodactyl. That's Jim Gordon who says that line. Just wanted to really repeat that. So at that point, he flies off, and Alfred's like, hey, maybe you shouldn't right now. Maybe take a second to cool down. And Batman's like, you gonna stop me? And he's like, no, never mind. Have fun. Goodbye. So Batman arrives, and he tells Mad Hatter, open the doors. I'm here. Let's have this out. And he goes through Mad Hatter's Wonderland thing, and a bunch of people there, all under his mind control, start attacking Batman. And he's like, all right, look, I know he's controlling them with the hats, but I really don't care right now. So he's beating up a lot of them. But then he uses his grappling hook to get out of the mob. And he goes up to where I'm assuming Tweedledee is. And he's like, Batman, listen to me. I'm not here to fight you. And Batman just ties him up with battering stuff. And we see that all of the hats are now broken. For some reason, hitting a TV screen was enough to disable all the hats. So all the hostages, they're making their way out. He doesn't have to worry about them. Tweedledee's out of the running as well. So it's just Mad Hatter versus Batman. And Mad Hatter's taunting him over the loudspeaker. And we see him drinking all of his special tea and whatnot. And he takes some of the tea powder and holds it in his hand. And as Batman makes his way down and sees the eat me and drink me cake and drink, kicks open a door, and Mad Hatter blows the powder into his face. And it seems like it's some version of scarecrow toxin mixed with his own thing. But regardless, he's seeing a whole bunch of psychedelic crap, along with a really messed up, broken version of Natalia's body. And she's basically taunting him, being like, is this what you wanted? You were so afraid to let me in. Now you're all alone forever. Isn't that what you wanted, Bruce? And he's like, no, that's not what I wanted. Stop it. So then we get a thing of him going back to the night his parents were shot, because of course he is. And finally he's just like, all right, I've been drugged. I know I've been drugged. Just focus on how pissed off you are right now. And that manages to get him to the point where he is able to see Tweedledum coming at him with a chain, and he just destroys his jaw. It is not okay. And so he comes after Mad Hatter, and Hatter's like, oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm all dosed up. I'm ready to take down Batman. And Batman's like, yeah, I'm dosed up too. And Batman just starts destroying him to the point where he's pleading for him to stop. Alfred comes over the comms, and he's like, maybe you should stop. You're gonna kill him. And he gives one last uppercut to Mad Hatter, knocks him out, and he lands in the big old pool that they had built, the lake. And Mad Hatter's unconscious, so he's gonna drown. And Batman just turns and walks away. And Alfred's like, okay, come on, seriously, he's gonna die. Go back and pull him out. This isn't you. You know this isn't right. And Batman's just like, ugh, fine. So he turns around, dives in, gets Mad Hatter out, and saves his life. Then we see him sometime later coming back to the Batcave, covered in blood, and he's talking to Alfred, and he's like, don't worry, none of it's mine. Or sorry, no, he actually does say none of it's mine. For a second there, I thought he's like, don't worry, it is mine. So Alfred's stitching up Bruce, and he's like, oh, for a moment there I thought I lost you, Master Wayne. And he's like, yeah, for a moment there I think you did. So then a full month passes, and the GCPD is fixed back up the bat signal, seemingly with scotch tape. And they're like, well, it better work. There was a heist, and we need Batman on this. So they light it up, and we see Bruce is back in the cave. He's looking at the cowl, and Alfred's like, okay, 2 or 3 issues ago, you talked to me about, maybe not being Batman anymore. just consider that. Keep that in mind. Just try to like think about that. Maybe you shouldn't go out there and answer the call. And then of course he sees the signal, and before Alfred can even turn around, he's out there and he's behind Jim saying, "You rang." And that's the arc. It's weird in that I think that this arc as a whole, and it's been a long arc, I think that it does a good job of defining like the general Batman story. Like it reminds me a lot of Batman 89 in like, you know, he wrestles with, does he want to beat Batman? And then he has more loss, and then he like he doubles down and he's like, no, I'm definitely Batman. Like, I get it. My question is, why did this need to be Mad Hatter? And the answer is, they had an interesting backstory for Mad Hatter. They had a good little plot of, oh, he have we ever really defined what made Mad Hatter Mad Hatter? Let's go back and get that origin story set up. So it's not awful, but I also think that by the time you reach the end of it, it doesn't feel like it actually did much of anything with either side of the story. Like the fact that we just get a single page devoted to, oh, it's been a month and he might not have been going out as Batman during that whole month. In fact, I think the GCPD specifically says that. Nah, he might have been going out as Batman that whole time, and they're just like, oh, but this is the first time the bat signal's working again. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like they ever really made it feel like an important story. And the fact that I don't think any other book has referenced the fact that Natalia died, the fact that this book is forced to then go back and reference, like, yes, Robin is also dead, remember that. It just feels like you're putting, pardon the pun, a hat on a hat. Where, like, yeah, Natalia died, but, like, we already have him struggling with the death of a Robin. So, like, is this really necessary? So, overall, I'll give this one, specifically this issue, it's like a 6.5. It's nothing special. It's above average, but it's not great by any means. The arc as a whole, it's probably worth like a 7. But again, same sort of thing. Not great, not fantastic. I'd say that the Szymon Kudranski art on the Mad Hatter issues, that's the high point. But when it comes down to Batman, this is definitely the lowest tier book.